Green Bay was the number 1 seed in the NFC, had a first round bye. Niners beat the Cowboys at Cowboy Stadium on the wild card weekend this past weekend to earn a spot to play the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. And this is a very, very interesting game. I feel this rivalry just keeps kind of coming up over just the course of time, which is pretty cool. It's one of like the top, 4 maybe just football rivalries that's kind of just out there. And ironically, there was one that just played with involving the Niners as well against the Cowboys. So it's kind of a Niners against the world, I suppose. I don't know if they want to spin it that way, but anyways, so this is going to be a super interesting game. You got Aaron Rodgers, who's pretty much potential, maybe even already the NFL MVP, going up against the, I guess, underdog in the Niners with Jimmy G, who's been trying to prove that he is the right guy for the job to get them back into the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. And they have been battling injuries all season, offensively and defensively. And even though they've lost a lot of key defensive players, throughout the season, they're still playing pretty good defense. And their offense, even though it doesn't look like there's a whole lot to it, super surprising how powerful and potent it is. Credit that to Kyle Shanahan with how it's operated and his scheme and how he does all of that. So anyways, though, so I know that Drew isn't here, but he did tell me what his prediction was for this, and I will break it down for you the way that he explained it to me. So, one of the things that he kind of looked at was, he looks at the Packers, he looks at their offense, he looks at their defense, that they're getting some defensive guys back, some guys on offense as well, especially their starting right tackle, which has been a huge thing for Aaron Rodgers, especially he's been playing without him majority of the season, so now he's going to be getting him back. They're playing in Wisconsin. It's going to be really cold. The only thing that makes Drew, from what he's explained to me, a little apprehensive is, that maybe that first round rust that some first round teams go against, where, they had a week off to kind of recover, but yet they're now rusty. Whereas for this example, the Niners, who just played the Cowboys, are kind of on a roll and in a rhythm. And so they're probably more likely to still stay in sync and not have, the metaphorical rust. And so Andrew's pick in this one is the Green Bay Packers. He just feels like Aaron Rodgers with his weapons is going to be a little bit too much for the Niners, considering the Niners don't really have a secondary that's going to have an answer for Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard. What are you going to do with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones? So there's a lot of question marks for the Niners to kind of answer. And, clearly Green Bay on paper looks like to be the strongest team, hence the record. And that's kind of a little bit of what is pulling Drew to predict that the Green Bay Packers will win in this game. I, on the other hand, think that because of the first round bye, like I had brought up with the rust with the Green Bay Packers, the 49ers having somewhat of momentum coming into the game because they defeated the Cowboys, I do feel like that kind of gives them an edge because they're still playing in rhythm. They're got a lot of confidence going into the game. Yes, it's in Wisconsin, but Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs against the 49ers does not do well. He has some good games, so to speak, but then he has some really odd turnovers, throwing interceptions that are costly. And again, credit that to the defense in the playoffs. It's a totally different season. It feels like where there's a lot more intensity. Game plan's a lot different. So I feel like the 49ers will ring the bell and answer the call, so to speak. And I do think that the 49ers will come out on top and upset the Green Bay Packers. They're already on a roll. They're on the road. And I feel like that they're going to carry on this momentum and defeat the Packers, which would be very shocking in a lot of respects. But again, the 49ers have been playing through adversity the whole season. I think at one point, a lot of people didn't think they'd make the playoffs because of injury and COVID kind of struck their team. And now everyone is getting healthy just about the right time, still missing some key players, but still offensively, they're pretty much as dialed in as they're going to get for the rest of the playoff run. Defensively, they're still super stout and they play together, which is a huge thing. And they're probably the defensive team that could be creative enough to confuse or at least get Aaron Rodgers to make a mistake that is going to probably make the difference for this game, so to speak. So rather than picking the Green Bay Packers like my counterpart Drew's doing, I'm picking the Niners to win this game. I think it would be somewhat of I don't want to say a shootout, but I think we'll be looking at the high 20s, maybe the low 30s for scores. And again, I think that the Niners will come out on top. I do know that the Packers have some defensive players coming back, so this could bite me in the rear come the end of it. But I just think that the Niners are a hot team right now. They've got a ton of momentum, so it's kind of hard to root against them right now with all that to be factored. And, we can say, home field advantage is going to the Packers, but again, stranger things have happened, and, teams with momentum and confidence are hard to beat. So we'll see.